Hello and welcome to yet another cube draft. I wanted to play together with a friend of mine, but he already queued. Wow, this is cool art for Tautsies. Never seen that one. So here we have All Is Dust, which I think is really strong. But there's not that many artifacts, but we can go some kind of control. Antex is great, but I don't think we'll ever get a deck for it. And it might wheel because it's not that good. Persecute is strong, but it commits us in a color. City of Brass is fine. Flex Zones obviously is fine, but first picking it, no thank you. And none of the other cards are really something I say, yeah, I really want to pick that up. I mean, this is a strong card and it opens up a lot of options. But I'm gonna go for All Is Dust here. Keeps us open, it's a fine card. We get Coalition Relic if you want to, we get Silverblade Paladin, which is strong. This pack is way better than the first pack. I think Coalition Relic here still keeps us open, and it goes with the theme of artifacts. So we'll go for Coalition Relic. We get a Liliana, we get a Trade Wind Rider, which you know I like. Cloud God Ranger is fine. I think Liliana here is the pick, even though it commits us. Tran Dynamo is also really good because of this, but this isn't this. This commits us and this doesn't, but it's just mana acceleration, and you have to have something to accelerate into. And if you accelerate into something, we usually accelerate into green, right? Big green creatures. And what goes good with green? Usually blue. Yeah, let's pick up the Trend Dynamo and just see where this brings us. And then we get Night's Whispers, Capsize, which is fine. This was fine if you had the Una, and this is also decent but not good enough. And we get an Ancestral Visions fourth pick, which is obviously what I will pick up. So we can be blue, green at this point. We can be anything else. We can be something else as well. We can play Nicol Bolas, just accelerate into that. And then we are blue, black, red. The problem with that is though, what am I gonna accelerate into with these cards if I just want Nicol Bolas? And it's double black, and I already passed Liliana, so I should have picked up Liliana then. But so far I think it's still the better pick though. So we'll pick up Nicol Bolas here and see where it brings us. We get Reanimate, which is fine. We get Top, which I think is the pick here. Someone has a decent Reanimator deck at this point. But we'll commit to these colors, but not heavily enough yet. So here we have a bunch of junk. We have Mind's Desire, which is doable. And then the Tendrils has to wheel, or we just have to have a bunch of big cards. We have Miscalculation and Dismiss, which are also really good. But I'm gonna try the Mind's Desire and see where this brings us. We have Academy Runes, could be great with some of these things, but I think Precursor Golem or Genesis Wave. Now Genesis Wave doesn't work with Mind's Desire or Nicol Bolas, so we'll stick to the plan and go artifact themed at this point. The Una did wheel, which is really weird, but I think Persecute is stronger, especially seeing that we can play those colors. I don't think Reanimate will wheel, and someone's gonna pick up a late game Una. We can also pick City of Brass just to fix the mana a bit, but I don't think we can afford it, so we'll pick up the Persecute here. Molten Tail wheeled, but we obviously want a fix here. So I love playing fix, and we get more fix or a Terminate, and I'll be playing more fix as usual. So the Necromancy did get to me as I think I will pick it up here, and if the Reanimate comes as well. So Kakusho obviously is something I play, and the Reanimate did come. Holy shit, Reanimation is so open, and I didn't jump into it because I passed the Una. I didn't expect both of these to come to me. Maybe the Necromancy, sure, but the Reanimate as well. I'm really surprised by that. So yeah, could have gone a Reanimator. So at this point, Mind's Desire, maybe, maybe not, we'll see. We'll see what we open, and we open Garruk, meh, Hypnotic Spectre, meh. Manowar, probably the strongest card here are these two, but this is so heavily on black that I consider it a 6 drop, especially in the colors we are at this point, even though we might just be splashing this. If we reanimate it, it's still a 4 mana 5/5. But I think Bitter Blossom is also really good, and this Might Wheel, this we can pick up. This is something we want though, but Bitter Blossom is really good. This is really good with reanimation though. Yeah, we'll pick up the Enclave. We just need it if we want to play the game we want to play. Same with Luthriel Core over Bonfire, but that's a bit hard to see, seeing that we have 3 other picks here and one of these we wheel. I think Bonfire is just stronger, but it commits us to playing the Nicol Bolas, or at least playing heavily on red. So I'll go with the Luthriel Core here. At this point I'm actually looking to pick up some big creatures as well, obviously. Control Magic is the pick here. A Scroll Rack would have been fine with land tags, but you can't always hope for stuff like that. Control Magic is removal and it just steals their best creature, so yeah. Black Sun Zenith is fine, Creeping Tarpit is fine, Remnant is fine, this is fine. Not easy. Cryptic Command is a more powerful card. Remnant is good, Creeping Tarpit is fixed, so we'll pick up the Remand just because it's early game. And then we have still no really big creature. We can pick up this or this. Both are fixed. And this can also get red with the Steam Vent, so yeah, we'll pick up the Pluto Delta. Animate Deaths or Meloku, I think, or Visara even. Visara reanimation is really good. Meloku works fine with these accelerations, but I think Visara is just too strong. What does this do? Okay, so we'll pick up Visara, see where this brings us. We already have 2 big creatures that can take over the game. We have Nicol Bolas to accelerate into. We have Alice Dust, of course. And we have 2 reanimations that actually steal something from any graveyard. What creature do I want though? In these colors that says it's good enough. Juicy Apprentice is fine, Trinket Mage is really good because I have top, and Skin Render is also really good, as is Lava Erasers, but I think here I'll pick up the Trinket Mage just to get top, which might not be the correct pick. Let's think about this. Yeah, I think getting top is stronger than the Skin Render. Some people might find it odd, and I understand that. But I really do like the Skin Render. So here we have this probably, or we can get an Incinerate or a Chaos Warp just to have some removal. But yet again, it forces us to go more red. While this is fixed, we already have 3 fixed. Yeah, I'll pick up the Incinerate here. And the Phyrexian Obliterator did wheel, so yeah. And so did the Bonfire, so that's an obvious pick here. So we're heavier on red than we would want it, but the Scroll Rack did wheel, the Relic did wheel. I think with the Trinket Mage we want the Relic. There's nothing with the Scroll Rack that's gonna give us an advantage. Nope. Maybe the Bonfire, but that's only it. So I'll pick up the Relic here, even though it's counterproductive for myself. We have Goblin Welder over Creeping Tarpit. It's not that easy because Goblin Welder is actually good with Precursor Golem or Sensei's Divining Top. Creeping Tarpit is fixed though, but we'll pick up the Welder here and see where it brings us. We have Sulphur Springs, obviously another fix. Chroma's Vengeance just to get it out there, and Ravenous Rat, which we might play. Because we can turn 1 Welder, turn 2 play this guy, turn 3 play top, level this, activate it, discard Precursor Golem, tap top the draw card, activate Welder, stuff like that. Disc is probably the pick here. And just see what else we can have. We can have the Badlands, obviously you can have a Iona, which is fine. But I think Disc, just because it's an artifact, is really good. Yono is a great reanimation target though, but yeah, Disc is something I'll pick up here. It's mass removal, it can be welded back in, it doesn't die to all its dust. And if anything else, we can always discard it to Enclave. So we have Oblivion Stone, yeah. We didn't pick up any other big creature, but picking up Oblivion Stone here is fine, and hope Drowned Catacombs Wheels. We actually have way too many removal, I think. We got like a 5th big Jace, what is this? So yeah, there's no way I'm letting this pass, right? That's really odd to see that so late. So we have too many cards, obviously. So we'll see what we cut. Probably cut this. Probably might cut the Trend Dynamo, just because it's not that great. But we'll see for now. Might cut the Mind's Desire, seeing as we do not have a combo with it. We have a Watery Grave. We have Devil's Play, which is fine. And Hope this Wheels. It's great removal. The flashback cost isn't that great though, so it's basically just a bad fireball for us. So I think the Watery Grave should be better. Yeah. Maybe the Devil's Play will dot it, but we'll see. Grave Titan here is something I want. Thirst is also something, but Grave Titan is just another big baddie, and now I have 3 creatures I wouldn't mind reanimating. This seems fine, right? Undermine is also good. This is fine, but this is just removal, destroy target creature, or Planeswalker. Rolling Earthquake is obviously also really good. Options, so we can have just some more removal. Yeah, let's pick up the Rolling Earthquake and have 2 Expels that destroy. Mirror Battlesphere, obviously gonna pick it up here. We have a Welder, we have Acceleration into it. We do not have Tinker, but with Welder this card is even more nuts. We obviously wanted Hinder as well, or we wouldn't have minded Hinder, but picking up a Battlesphere here with 2 Acceleration into it, yeah. And a Welder, of course, or just reanimating it. So now I don't think I'll play the Vizara main deck or not the Kokusho. We'll see which one of those 2 I won't play main deck. But picking up the Welder here, that's not the Tendrils I wanted. I think we pick up Shivan Reef here. We already have quite a decent creatures, and we just want enough fix to be playing. We already have 6 fix though. But as you know, the more fix you have, the better your deck becomes. The more stable your deck becomes. You can play cards like Friction Obliterator and actually play it consistently, even though you play 5 red cards as well. But I'm not sure about this yet. We'll see. And it's not that great with Rolling Earthquake, is it? I have to sacrifice stuff myself. Yeah. But that's something to discuss during deck construction, which should be shortly, because we're into the last picks here. There are some cards that I passed, mainly lands that I want to pick up. The Bitter Blossom obviously, but it's gone, which seems normal. We can get Iona as an extra reanimation target and just lock someone out, but don't think that's a good idea. Arc Trail is a strong card, but would be a sideboard card. Buried Alive is a fine card, but I think it's a bit too greedy and can be a dead draw too often. So we'll pick up the Arc Trail here. So the Drowned Catacombs Wield, Dismember Wield, which seems weird, and this Wield as well. Wow, and this, and this. So these are 4 picks I wouldn't mind taking. I think I'll take the Dismember here just to have some removal in my colors, and then I might not play the Incinerate, and then the Drought Catacombs, obviously it wield, but we should have, those are our two main colors, so it's not something we want to fix in. Yogurt's will, is it that good here? I don't think it is, but it is probably better than anything else. Maybe the Skeldil Scrying, but with the Welder, I don't think the Scrying is that great. Devil's Play did wheel, Thirst for Knowledge, wow. Wow. I'm just picking up cards I want. I mean, look at this. Look at this! It basically does anything I want. As does the Thirst, as does the Undermine. I have so many options here. Way too many options. I might just splash red for 1, 2, 3 cards and remove the rest, and then just sideboard them in against creature decks. I think splashing red seems fine against most things. So let's see what I wanted in. So basically these are all possible cards to play. So yeah, the converted mana cost is obviously gonna be through the roof. Let's see, another Ravenous Rats. I might not play these. Probably won't play this. Or this. Or this. This is possible though. Or this. This. And then these two. So yeah, let's add lands to it so we aren't annoyed with it. So we have 26 cards, we have 3 too many. So let's see, right? We might not play the Relic. I know it's a... goddammit. I know it's a target, but for the Trinket Mage. We might not play the Trinket Mage either. How many mass removal do we have? 3, right? Yeah. Seems great. So we have 2 cards too many at this point. I think we want to keep this, because basically, yeah, with Welder, it's really good. I want to keep Welder just because of tricks with this. You can Thirst and discard something. And with Top, it's also really good. How many artifacts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 artifacts I want to play with, sure. And how can I get them in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3 ways, or they just die. Or, yeah, I sacrifice them. So, and 2 of our artifacts are mass removal. Obviously, Oblivion Stone can save Welder, Nefarious Disc isn't gonna save Welder. Do you want a Nightscape Familiar? It allows us to cast these things on turn 3. Yeah, and it's a creature, so I probably want it in there. Do I want the reanimation spells? That's a good question. Do I want a bonfire? It might just be sideboard and splash for these 2, and then sideboard these things in against heavy creature decks. I obviously like bonfire, but and then Trend Dynamo. What does it accelerate into? I mean, with Welder, it's obviously another artifact we can sacrifice or get into the graveyard. But what does Trend Dynamo accelerate us into? Mirror Battlesphere. Yeah, let's keep it in, let's keep it in. We have to remove something though. But what? That's a big question. What do we want out of this deck? Maybe the Nightscape Familiar? Nah, I really want it in there. The Trinket Mage, but I think it's strong enough. We can remove the Remand. Then I would just play Undermine over it. I think Remand is strong enough on its own to be in here. It just gives me time to do stuff. I might remove the Necromancy and just play a single Reanimate. Even though I think Necromancy is stronger than Reanimate at this point. So, but yeah, It's a double team with Looter and Clave. Not easy, I can tell you that. Because basically if you play these two, we have more value in playing these two. And if you got one of these two, probably one of these two has to go as well. And what do we want in then? So we're basically cutting cards more than we want in. So so it might be the Dynamo we cut, even though it's the artifact we want. Or the Nightscape Familiar, because we have enough 3-drops. No, this probably isn't a 3-drop. This can be a 2-drop or whatever. This is 3-drop, so yeah, I think turn 2 Nightscape into turn 3 Jace is strong enough to keep it in there. And I think it also gives us a faster Nicobolas. We might just not play the disc, because we already have too many of those effects, especially in the sideboard as well. It's an artifact though, so. But we already have 2 mass removals. This does non-land permanents and this says specific, so through this my 2 planeswalkers live, so I actually want the disc in there. Wow, choices. Yeah, let's get the Nightscape Familiar. I'm a fan of it, but what are we gonna do with it? If we get it out in turn 2, our most broken play is turn 3 Jace, which is obviously a broken play. Don't get me wrong there. But what about it then? And the Trend Dynamo, we can get turn 5 Nicobolas, or turn... So if we play turn 3 Coalition Relic, we have 5, 6 mana on turn 4. No, we have 5 mana and 6 mana on, so it accelerates into these. While this accelerates us turn 5 into this range. It is an artifact, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I cut it, we only have 6. Well, only. It's still fine. Yeah, we'll cut the Trend Dynamo, I think. We're a bit heavy though, so. Nah, we'll cut the Trend Dynamo. Decided. So we're heavier on the blue. I think we have enough splash for red. We just want a single mountain for the Rocket Arpit. So when we click suggest, it says like that, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue or red. They're basically are blue or red. And this is black. This is just solo black. So what about that? Yeah, I think 4 swamps because of the sulfur springs is better. So let's do it like this. And submit, and I'll see you in round 1.